The receivers are at the 10. Low kick. He didn't get it. Bounces to Kevin Williams. Williams gets it out to about the 34. And let's look at the Cowboy offense. Troy Aikman at the helm. 7-0 in preseason. Never lost. Hot last week. This is the offensive line. They're beat up considerably. Tournay, Newton, Stepnoski, Kennard, and Allen. Allen, the big question mark. Emmitt Smith, Darrell Johnston, Irvin Harper, and Novacek. And as John Madden said, Alvin Harper will be shadowed by number 21, Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders just went up and touched Alvin Harper on the shoulder. Said, I got you.
He'll know it. And Aikman back to throw. Protection good. Irvin short. Incomplete. And let's look at a revamp and much better San Francisco defense. Jackson, Stubblefield, Bryant Young, the rookie, and Dennis Brown in front of Ken Norton, Gary Plummer, and Lee Woodall. A strong secondary. Sanders, Hanks, McDonald, and Eric Davis, the other corner. Sanders again comes with Harper. 2nd and 10. Irvin in motion. He slipped on his first cut earlier. Outside to Jay Novacek, who fell down. They're going to see a lot of that before the day's over.
And the other thing, I think it's going to take a while for the Cowboys to adjust to the fact that Deion Sanders is on Alvin Harper. Because if they're going to stay away from Deion, then that means that they're going to have to go to Michael Irvin with some kind of double coverage, or to Johnston and Novacek.
Harper goes left. This time Sanders goes with him. 3 wide receivers. Kevin Williams in the slot. That's to the right. Aikman back to throw it. Intercepted by Eric Davis. And Davis will score for the 49ers. Intended for Kevin Williams. 44-yard touchdown run by Eric Davis. They thought he might be the weak link.
That's the place they wanted to work on. And again, I think Deion Sanders on Harper has thrown him for a loop. They didn't expect that. They're going to throw away from Deion. And they looked and they threw that one right to Eric Davis. Eric Davis is a guy who gets worked on a lot. You see him, he's just playing zone because they're doubling away. They're zoning away from where Deion Sanders lines up. Eric Davis was in his zone. Troy Aikman didn't read it and threw it right to him.
Wilms Myers, the holder. Brian, the kicker. And it's 7-0 San Francisco. Touchdown Eric Davis on a 44-yard touchdown. By Eric Davis, and San Francisco leads Dallas 7-0. 44 yards. Davis went for the touchdown. Bryant set to kick it off. Kevin Williams and Brock Marion back deep. Williams at the 6. To about the 30. Troy Wilson up to make the stop.
Here's what Troy Aikman didn't read, Pat. Here's Eric Davis, and he's on Michael Irvin. It looks like man, but as he comes off, he'll ride him, and then Eric Davis is going to come off in his zone, and he's going to pick off this thing right here. Troy Aikman reads this. Right there's man. Now watch Eric Davis. He lets him go, then he comes back to the inside and jumps in front of that out to Kevin Williams. Eric Davis, we saw him the other day, and he was joking. He said, am I even too small to practice? They say I'm too small to do everything. How about let me get out on the practice field? Guy has a heck of a lot of pride. And that could be the biggest play of his career.
And Alvin Harper is out, and Kevin Williams has replaced him. Irvin is split wide left. And the field has taken its toll already as Emmitt Smith fell down before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
And look at Ricky Jackson. You see how fired up Ricky Jackson is? And I'll guarantee you there's a reason for that. You know, when there's timeouts, then all these groundkeepers come out. You see, this is what they have to do. during those timeouts is trying to get that field down.
That's not going to stay that way very long.
No, that didn't help at all. He slipped before he ever got to the line of scrimmage.
Second down, long yardage. Aikman. Screen passes to Emmitt Smith, and he is hit hard by Brian Young.
And the first guy there was Ricky Jackson, and he made him cut back. Jackson said he's going to be all over Emmitt Smith today. And, of course, Ricky Jackson has a reason to do that.
Boy, does he ever.
Ricky Jackson, if the 49ers win this game, Ricky Jackson, number 57, coming here, he gets an $838,000 bonus.
You can again see Emmitt's foot slip as he tried to make a cut. 3rd and 17. 3 wide receivers. Aikman back. Pass is caught and dropped and left on the ground. San Francisco ball.
You're right, that pass was caught, and then it was fumbled.
Michael Irvin made the catch. Couldn't hang on.
Yes, the ball is thrown a little behind him. He comes down, he has both feet there, and then the ball just got stripped.
By Eric Davis again.
Right, just as Michael Irvin is ready, just as Troy Aikman is ready to throw that ball, he gets hit right there, so he couldn't step and follow through. He was hit by Dana Stubblefield, so the ball was a little behind Michael Irvin.
1st and 10, San Francisco at the Dallas 39. Young. Rice incomplete. He was there. They had it. Here is the 49er offense, led by Steve Young. 3-2 in the postseason as a starter. His offensive line healthy again. Wallace, Sapolo, Bart Oates the center, Derek Deese, and Harris Barton. Brent Jones, Taylor, Rice, Floyd, and Waters handled the ball. Waters is split out this time. Floyd outside to Rice. Rice taken down just shy of a first down. The clock still running. That's the signal on the sideline. He's inbounds, so keep the clock running.
What a start for the 49ers, huh? That first one, that interception is owned by Eric Davis, and then he comes back and makes the second play. He was the guy that stripped the ball from Michael Irvin.
Right.
In these big games, you never know who the heroes are going to be. Sometimes they're the big players you expect, and sometimes there's a guy like an Eric Davis
who'll step up, and you expect it, as you say, from the big players, the name players. Here's Young, chased by Haley, gets away from Haley. Chased again, wings it upfield and out of bounds, incomplete. John Taylor, the intended target. Larry Brown, the coverage.
See, Haley's in a 2-point stance today. He said he's going to do some of that. Instead of putting that hand down, stand up so he can see this type of thing better. Haley misses here, but watch Robert Jones come in there and make the hit. That's what they're going to do. They're going to let Haley come down in and then try and get a linebacker outside of him for the bootlegs and stuff.
4th and 2, and the 49ers are going for it.
They're letting it all hang out. They've had the frustration of losing 2 of these championship games.
Waters was the lone setback. Now it's only Young. They get it outside to Ted Popson, and he maybe or maybe not have gotten that first down. I'm sure they'll have to measure this.
Tell you, that's confidence in a Steve Young note to not only go for it on 4th down, but then have a pass, and then have that pass to your backup tight end, Ted Popson.
Bring him out. Bring out the chains. This would be a psychological lift for either team.
Well, that's Ted Popson's job. He knows that it's 4th down. He has to run the pattern to get the first down.
Well, he did.
By a half of footballs.
Well, let's look at the Dallas defense. The 4 in front are Haley, Lett, Maryland, and Tolbert. The 3 linebackers, Smith, Jones in the middle, and Dixon Edwards. And their secondary, Brown and Kevin Smith, the cornerbacks, Washington and Woodson, the two safeties. 1st and 10, San Francisco at the Dallas 30. Here's Young, pump fake. Outside the Waters inside the 10. Knocked out of bounds at about the 1. Now they say touchdown. He was in. Ricky Waters from 29 yards out on a pass from Steve Young, and the 49ers are hot.
Man, did he have time? I think Ricky Waters was about Steve Young's 3rd wide receiver, because watch his pass protection. Last game they didn't have it. Starts out with a play pass. He looks to the left. He pumps. He looks down the middle. He pumps. He looks out here to the right. His 3rd receiver, Ricky Waters, all the way out here on the right side. Now he does that high step, stays in bounds, and gets a touchdown. Although I'm not sure that he did stay in bounds. I'm not sure that the ball was in bounds.
They're kicking the extra point. And it's 14-0 San Francisco with 10:41 left in the first. Dallas nothing, and we have 10 minutes and 41 seconds left in the first quarter. The 49ers red hot.
And the defending world champion Cowboys have to be in shock. But I'll tell you, Eric Davis, he's the guy that got both of those turnovers that turned into 14 49er points.
Brian. Kickoff. Kevin Williams' 3rd kickoff return of the day. They need something to happen. Again, the ball is loose. And again, San Francisco recovers. Doug Bryan, the kicker, I believe, made the recovery.
Well, what a start for this 49er team. And William Floyd, he thought he was going to get a break. He can't even take his shoulder pads off for a second. And the 49er offense is back in there again. It's Kevin Williams. He's going into a crowd. There comes the strip right there. The ball is knocked out right there.
Adam Walker.
And it's on the ground. And as you said, Doug Bryan, number 4, the kicker, is going to be the guy that ends up with it. Touch a ball on the ground, goes out of bounds, and there comes the kicker sliding in feet first.
10:29 left in the first. Mark Logan comes into the game for the 49ers. You saw William Floyd a minute ago with his shoulder pads off. He started out just a moment ago onto the field and came back. So Logan's in the game. There's the Dallas 35, and Young gives to Waters. Waters is down inside the 30. Dixon Edwards made the stop.
Remember the last game, the 49ers had success running the ball with a quarterback with Steve Young on those bootlegs. So what he thinks was going to happen is that those ends are going to stay outside for the bootlegs, and there's going to be some running to the running backs inside, and that's exactly what they did there.
Ricky Waters got 6 yards, so it's 2nd and 4.
Boy, there's even mud and stuff on these uniforms. You can't beat this.
Floyd is back in place of Logan. Waters moves in motion. Floyd gets the carry and gets close to first down yardage. Not quite. Right now for McDonald's game break, let's send you to James Brown.
Third quarter action, play action by Stan Humphries. He finds a wide open Alfred Papunu. He takes it 43 yards to pay dirt. They trailed by 3 at that point, went on to win it. Right now, we take you back upstairs to Pat Summerall.
So the winner of this game will play. I'm not sure who the injured Cowboy is. Dixon Edwards, I believe. 14-0 49ers. There's Dixon Edwards going off. Our information is a dislocated shoulder. There's probably where it happened.
Yeah, right there you see he landed right on his right elbow.
Godfrey Miles in his place. Young sneaking for the first down. And got close.
Yeah, there's a guy who is totally changed, hasn't he, as
Really?
Steve Young. I mean, you look at him, and he used to be so tense and so intense. And even in the beginning of this season, he was tense and intense. And then about the middle of the season, and maybe it was that Philadelphia game when George Seifert took him out and they got in that big shouting match or whatever it was, he found out that sometime, you know, that he could say what was on his mind. Here's where it started. Remember, they played the Eagles, they take him out, then he comes out, and he stayed mad for about 15 minutes.
Now that's Gary Kubiak he's talking to right there, who is the quarterback coach, Steve Young's coach. They'll measure for that first down to see if he got it.
Even George Seifert says, you know, he said maybe he just became one of the guys that, you know, when you yell at the coach, then all the guys like you, all the other guys like you, become one of the guys. Maybe that was the point, that Steve Young became one of the guys. But whatever it is, he's a totally different guy now.
Yeah, you can just tell his demeanor, the way he carries himself, the way he talks. First and 10, 49ers at the Dallas 25. San Francisco leading 14-0.
We were talking last night to James Washington. He said that Steve Young has a monkey on his back, and he said that monkey's number 16, Joe Montana, and he said, I'm going to remind it of it the whole game. I don't think he needs reminded about that.
No. Young back to throw. The blitz is coming. They don't get him. Incomplete. Wide open was John Taylor. He was there. There was nobody close. Young was a little bit high, but that ball could have been caught.
I know it. Every quarterback does that too. You notice the time when they have something and it doesn't work, and they always go to their head. Watch John Taylor. That's a drop coverage. I mean, there's no one there. As you say, he's wide open. Steve Young throws the ball, and it just goes right between his hands. I mean, John Taylor is a tough guy. I mean, It's not a type of thing where he's hearing footsteps in there or anything. Steve Young saw it, put it up there. John Taylor has to catch that.
That was another 6. To Taylor. Right back. James Washington wraps him up. But a first down at the 10.
James Washington better not mess with John Taylor.
No.
Because you talk about, you know, tough wide receivers. There's not a lot of tough wide receivers in the world, but John Taylor is one of them. Like James Washington says, you know, that John Taylor will hit you as hard on a crackback as you hit him when he comes in a slant. So that's what they're trying to do. Watch Washington here. He tries to get John Taylor here and really put a hit on him and then hold on and mess with him and all that stuff. But messing with John Taylor, it doesn't work anyway.
First and goal at the 10. Young will throw it. Quarterback draw. Young to the 1.
That's a play they were practicing at Stanford University the other day on Friday. We're watching them, and what they think is going to happen is they're going to get pass rush here and here, and if Steve Young could come up here, let these guys really drop and read their patterns, and then just boom it up the middle. Now watch that. He wants those linebackers with the motion and stuff to run out. You see everyone run out? And look, when those linebackers run out and the pass rushers start up the field, you could drive a truck through that deal.
Second and goal at the 1. Floyd. Touchdown San Francisco, and the 49ers lead it 20-0. Wow, are they impressive.
The 49ers wanted the crowd to get in this game, and the 49ers have given the crowd reason to be in this game. But, you know, it all started with turnovers.
Yep.
2 that Eric Davis got for him. The third one was Adam Walker on a special teams play. 3 Dallas Cowboy turnovers, 3 49er touchdowns.
Brian will try his third. Well, look at this. First time in NFC Championship history that a team has scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. In history.
It may be the first time in history that a team has had 3 turnovers that quickly.
It is 21-0 San Francisco with 7 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first quarter.
Dr. Pepper.
Goodyear blimps have been flying over the nation's top sporting events. This has been a shocking sporting event so far. The Goodyear blimp Eagle is covering today's game. They got a good seat. on a good day. Above Candlestick. Doug Bryant's going to be worn out for the 4th kickoff of the day for him. Kevin Williams. Best return so far to the 38, 37 maybe. Tonight, join award-winning comedian John Leguizamo for the new hot comedy that critics are calling outrageously funny and a laugh riot, The House of Buggin'. Got your brand new episode tonight at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, after The Simpsons on Fox's Funny Sunday. It's a funny game here at Candlestick so far. 21-0, 49ers. Novacek was the man in motion. That's Emmitt Smith stopped after perhaps a yard.
Yeah, you get to the point that, whether Emmitt Smith is able to play, that hamstring is all right, isn't going to be as important, because you get to a point where the Cowboys are just going to have to start moving the ball. And when you're down 21-0, you know that you're going to have to pass the ball more than you came into the game thinking you were going to have to pass the ball.
2nd and 8. Smith got 2 yards. Dallas ball at their own 40. Turnovers have done him in so far.
Eric Davis has really come up big in this first quarter.
Here's Aikman back to throw. To Darrell Johnston to about the 47. Plummer and Norton converge. Cowboy turnover so far. The 49er results: touchdown, 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 an interception, and a fumble and a fumble.
Yeah, the interception was Eric Davis. The fumble was caused by an Eric Davis strip. And then the third fumble was an Adam Walker strip.
3 tight ends this time, with Ron Stone lined up on the right side. Johnston and Smith. Darrell Johnston gets the first Dallas first down of the day out near midfield. Gary Plummer made the stop.
And one thing about getting down 21-0, you still have 5 minutes 45 seconds in the first quarter. So you have a long time to go, and you don't have to start to panic yet. But I still think that one of the big moves the 49ers did is put Deion Sanders out there on Alvin Harper. And I don't think and I know the Cowboys didn't expect
that.
That
surprised them.
And I don't think they've adjusted to that yet. I mean, do they go to work on Alvin with the single coverage? Do they go away to Michael, or what do they do?
Kevin Williams has replaced Harper. This is Emmitt Smith. Emmitt down inside the 49er 45. Ken Norton and Tim McDonald was that last missile you saw go by.
Because the thing that has really hurt the 49ers in big games has been Alvin Harper.
Derek Kennard, something wrong with his helmet. I don't think it's an injury. Ron Stone has taken his place.
And Derek Kennard is as big as you can get in that offensive line, but he's not big enough to play without a hat.
Stone has taken his place. Michael Irvin comes to the right this time. Aikman has Smith behind him. Reverse coming. That'll be enough for another Dallas first down as Kevin Williams makes the carry, stopped by McDonald.
And they're still working there on big Derek Kennard's helmet.
I imagine it's a big helmet too, don't you?
Yeah, I mean they're always, you hate to see that. I mean, with any player, because he really can't play. And it looks like it's a face mask thing. Looks like it's not a thing with a helmet, but the face mask started to come off. You think there ought to be some backups or something? You just put some old big bucket in the guy's head and say, "Get back in there. We need this."
Aikman back to throw it. Tripped up from behind by Dennis Brown, but a flag on the play.
But Dennis Brown just kept working and working and working on that. And he just got Troy Aikman by the ankles. He's working against Larry Allen, who has a bad ankle himself. And he's having a tough time.
Dick Hantack is the referee. There was a flag on the play. It's going to be, I believe, against the 49ers. Now the field really starts to get treacherous down in this area.
Holding. Defense. Number 51. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Number 51's the old Cowboy, the old Dallas Cowboy, Ken Norton. And that play, just before that, Larry Allen has a real bad ankle. The rookie right tackle has done a heck of a job taking Eric Williams' place, but he just can't move his feet, one in that mud, but two because of that ankle.
And right now they're in a muddy spot, 1st and 10 after the penalty. Another flag on the play as Emmitt Smith gets down inside the 49er 25 to the 23, but a marker down against the Cowboys.
You know, all the talk about this game, it really started last year. Remember, after the Cowboys beat the 49ers, Eddie DeBartolo was embarrassed and said he wanted a new defense.
Number 22 moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Yeah, this isn't the penalty, but we're talking about Larry Allen and the problem that he is having moving. Just watch him here. I mean, the ball is snapped, and he just really can't move. I mean, it's a championship game. Everyone has to play, but sometimes guys really shouldn't be playing because they're just hurting everything.
2 tight ends. Emmitt Smith hit in the backfield by Ken Norton. Doesn't even get underway. Well, we said in the beginning of the broadcast that the 49ers added some muscle. There's part of it.
Yeah, and that's what Eddie DeBartolo said. He told Carmen Policy, we need more defensive players. So the 49ers really went out and bought a defense. And they bought a defense for this game. And one of the guys that they bought was Ken Norton Jr. right there from the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, he looked like his dad on that. I mean, he threw that straight right, and he followed it up with a left hook, then a jab, and then an uppercut.
And then he sparred a little bit.
Well, then he started hitting himself.
Aikman back, pumps. Was hit just as he let it go, and it's badly underthrown. Alvin Harper, again being covered by Deion Sanders, don't forget, was totally out of the picture in that case.
Yeah, you're going to see.
Jackson,
watch Ricky Jackson. He's right here at number 57 going against Allen again. And he's the guy that hit Troy Aikman just as he threw that ball. Or it was about to hit him just as he threw that ball.
Larry Allen just can't get it done.
No, he can't move. And they ought to, I mean, the 49ers ought to take advantage of that when they are taking advantage of it. But I'd even take more advantage. I would just pass rush on that position with different guys every play.
3rd and 18. Novacek. Maybe Allen moved ahead of time. When you're hurt like that, you want every advantage you can get if you can get it.
And you don't even think properly because all you can think about is where you're hurting.
Ball start. Offense prior to the snap. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
And that's what it is. Now he's changing. You see he's in a 2-point stance. He doesn't have his hand down. He knows he has to block Ricky Jackson. Number 57 is way out here. And so he was looking at him. Then he brought that right foot back and started to get out there too soon.
Just can't get back to him. 3rd and 23. Darryl Johnston on the move. Ricky Jackson on the rush. Going deep. Michael Irvin, touchdown, Dallas. They can double him, but they still can't cover him. Toy Cook and Eric Davis both back there with him.
Eric Davis was back there, like you said. Here's Michael Irvin. The first thing they're doing is they're playing way too far off him. You see, they're so far off him that they feel comfortable with that cushion. They have him inside out. Eric Davis on the outside, Toy Cook on the inside. Michael Irvin, the playmaker, runs right through, right between the double coverage.
Bonio for the extra point. Novacek's the holder. 21-6. 2:14 still left in the first quarter.
Sometimes you get too much confidence by having double coverage and too much confidence playing off.
The extra point is good. It's 21-7. 2:14 left in the first quarter at Candlestick.
They are going to double against Michael Irvin. But look how far off they are. And I think sometimes you get a false confidence in, one, being that far off, and two, having a double. Michael Irvin gave him a little move and then split him, ran right between them. Watch Michael Irvin now. He knows once he split him and ran between them, all he has to do is catch that ball. Now that is what you call concentration. Waiting for it, looking it in over your shoulder. Plus a heck of a throw by Troy Aikman.
And that's all you have to do, huh?
I know, that's all you have to do. You know, and Aikman threw that ball, and he was getting hit just as he threw it by Ricky Jackson again.
Who came around crippled Larry Allen. They just plugged in Emmitt Smith.
Look at that. Yeah, that's that muscle stimulator, that thing that stimulates his torn hamstring.
Bonio's kick is going to be handled by Dexter Carter, who's down on the wet turf. He slipped down, got up, and is hit down by Bill Bates. After a scuffle breaks out, the ball's loose. The Cowboys have it, but it's down.
We got a rumble. We got left hooks, jabs. Did you hear that whistle?
Yeah.
The fizz just kept blowing and blowing and blowing. I think right there was the longest whistle in NFC Championship history. We got more points scored quickly and longest whistles so far.
That's like Main Street or 42nd Street in New York.
And you know, this guy, Bill Bates, number 40, has to be in the middle of it. I mean, I don't know what he's doing, but if you know there's going to be some action, you know, old tough Billy Bates is going to be in it.
He may not be dirty yet, but before the day's over, he's going to be dirty.
Look at him. He's down there. He's throwing rights, lefts, hooks. What the heck you got going? No wonder they had to blow that whistle so long.
First and 10, San Francisco. They give to William Floyd, who moves the whole pile about 2 yards. Ricky Waters and Kevin Smith in a little rumble to the far side of the field.
Yeah, Ricky Waters is one of those guys that's a highly emotional player that talks a lot, and then he gets guys to react to it.
They're taking him out.
Yeah, you see, he's out there. He's lining up as a wide receiver, and he started to block Kevin Smith. That's what it was. That one wasn't talking. That was just a pretty good block. Ricky Waters lines up all over the place.
2nd and 7. Young. Incomplete. Cowboys are saying we got it, but there was no possession involved in that one.
And you see Kevin Smith out there. He was guarding Jerry Rice and talking to him. A year ago, when they had that fight in the introductions, it was Kevin Smith and Jerry Rice. That's how it got started. Well, we have a heck of a lot of talking in this game. But watch Rice here. Watch Kevin Smith. That's the thing. If a guy's going to catch it, just try and hit him and knock the ball out. I don't know that you have to jump up and do all that other stuff, but the football play was a good play by Kevin Smith.
3rd down and 7. William Floyd is the lone back. Young back to throw. Pretty tough to rush the passer in this area. Steve Young gets it to Popson, and he won't get the first down.
I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of gang tackling on this thing. I mean, they look like, what do they call that in rugby? They call it a scrum or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, where whole bunches of guys just get in piles and push each other and stuff. That's what we got here in a couple of these plays, some rugby scrums. Some good old scrum going on in the quagmire. That's what we got.
That's good. That's good.
Guys are flying all over. Watch this one. You're going to see William Floyd, number 40, coming in there. He's just taking shots. I mean, they're just shooting at stuff and hitting the air sometimes.
Wilms-Myers' punt is going to be handled by Kevin Williams at the 37-yard line. But he's coming out of the pack for a moment up to about the 44, where the Cowboys will take over. Still 25 seconds left in the first quarter, 21-7.
I know one thing they're talking about on the 49ers sideline is, you know, sometimes you get up too quickly and you start to do your celebrate, and you can't celebrate because this Cowboy team are still the world champions.
And they're not going to give up that throne without a fight, and a serious fight. Russell Maryland and Leon Lett talking it up on defense. Deion Sanders facing Michael Irvin now. Emmitt Smith gets the carry, breaks one tackle, and gets a couple of yards, tough yards. Stopped by Brian Young. What a year he's had. 28 points in the first quarter by two teams, ties an NFC Championship Game record.
In fact, they got so many, they're just going to let the clock roll down here and play the second quarter and let that one go.
That is the end of the first quarter with the score. The San Francisco 49ers 21, the Dallas Cowboys 7. Park. As you would expect, packed and crowded for the NFC Championship game between the 49ers and the Cowboys. 21-7, San Francisco leads as we start the second quarter. Dallas at their own 47. Aikman outside to Irvin. That last lunge might have got him a first down. Eric Davis wrestling Irvin to the turf.
Yeah, Eric Davis still on Michael Irvin, and then you still have Deion Sanders out there on Alvin Harper. I was wondering after Michael Irvin made that touchdown against Eric Davis if they were going to change that up and put Deion on Michael Irvin, but they didn't. And I think the Cowboys have finally figured out what they're doing and are starting on their attack of what they're doing.
They've started to settle down a bit now. Emmitt Smith. Couple of yards, stopped by Woodall and Norton.
Yeah, if you look so far, Deion Sanders, he's only lined up once on Michael Irvin. That was a couple plays ago. They haven't thrown yet. He's lined up 13 times on Alvin Harper. And, of course, they haven't caught any, but they haven't even thrown any where Deion Sanders is.
Let's see what he does now. Harper is out. Kevin Williams goes wide.
Yeah, and then when Kevin Williams comes in, they just put Deion on Kevin Williams.
That's Williams in motion. They fake a reverse this time, and Aikman pumps. Now he's going to take off, and he's got a lot of room, and Aikman fell down when he would have had the first. He ran into Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, I think if Emmitt Smith would have blocked someone or gotten out of his way, it would have been an easier play for him. That was pretty good coverage. He had a play. He had a play that he was looking for, and he couldn't find.
He did get the first down.
He gets the first down, but he was looking for something bigger than the first down. As you'll see here, he went to play fake, which was a reverse, and he's looking downfield, and they had good coverage. He was looking down in that area. That's what happened, and he didn't have it. That's what made him do what was on the bottom of the screen, pump it and run it right into his own guy, but still get the first.
Aikman back to throw on first. Wheels it outside to Irvin. Irvin covered by Sanders, and still Michael Irvin made the catch. He said, I didn't make this trip to turn around and go back.
Yep, and he said all he has to do, he said, I don't care playing against Deion. I just have to get between Deion and the ball, and he uses his hands. You see him, he used them twice. He used a hand to get inside, then he used a hand to get back outside. Michael Irvin, one of the best at that. Pretty good pass protection. Aikman is looking to Irvin all the way. And Aikman says, he said, we respect Deion Sanders, but I'll tell you, we're not going to just stay away from him.
Good throw by Aikman. Emmitt Smith gets the carry. Smith bounces down to about the 16. Merton Hanks to make the stop.
Well, you know, Emmitt Smith on his first 6 carries, he had none yards. And then on these last couple, he's starting to pick up a few.
Well, as they say, there's no need to hold back anything now.
No, and, you know, and what a great momentum changer a big play is. I mean, the 49ers had everything going their way until Troy Aikman threw that up into double coverage to Michael Irvin.
Which Irvin just split 2nd and 4 at the San Francisco 16. 2 tight ends. Johnston in motion. Emmitt Smith again. Emmitt Smith, first down Dallas, or very close to it. It's a first.
You see how he got right in there between Nate Newton and Mark Tuinei? That's a place, if you want where you're going to get some movement, you go to that side. Here's Newton, here's Mark Tuinei, and you're going to get some kind of push. If you get in here and just kind of get behind that, you're going to find a soft spot, and you're going to get some positive yardage. Watch him as they fire out. They have the lead block. You see, and then he just favors right at the end. He just favors 2-A. But that combination of Newton, 2-A, and Daryl Johnston leading will get you a lot of first downs.
They brought out and measured, but it's the first down, Dallas. At the San Francisco 12-yard line. Merton Hanks just turned around and asked the crowd to get back involved. The Cowboys have quieted them down a bit.
This is where they like to go to either Irvin or Harper on that short post.
That's Johnston on the move again. Irvin split wide left. He can't get out, and Aikman just threw it away.
Yep, and that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to go on that short post, and Deion Sanders just took it away. Michael Irvin is arguing with the official that Deion held him. Here he is here. He's just going to try and get to that inside. Deion is going to jump in and take it away. Michael Irvin says, oh, boy, did Deion clamp on him. He did clamp on there. That's why he took it away.
Yeah.
That's who he was trying to throw to. We know Deion Sanders is fast, maybe the fastest guy in the NFL, but the way those two hands came up there, he may also be the quickest guy.
Second down. Aikman fakes. Now Aikman is out running. Faking, throwing. Touchdown. Irvin, let's see. They're still arguing. Out of bounds, I believe he called now.
You see, there's Michael Irvin right there, and he knows that he has to stay in bounds. The ball is thrown out of bounds, and he has one foot on the line, and the other foot's out anyway.
This is close.
But look how controlled he is, but the ball's not there yet. And by the time the ball got there, that left foot was on the line anyway.
That's a good call.
Boy, did Troy Aikman has zipped that ball, and did Michael Irvin show control by just sitting there.
3rd and 10. Time for the great ones to stand forward. A timeout. Dallas. 21-7. Dallas at the San Francisco 12. The 49ers leading 21-7. Second quarter. 3rd and 10. Aikman gives him a draw play.
Well, I don't know where that call came from. That was a give-up call.
I don't know.
3rd and 10. There's no way they're going to pick up 10 yards. You know, down 21-7, and maybe they felt that the coverage was so good down here. I'm surprised at Ernie Zampese with that call. I think you just chunk one into the end zone. You know, go for the 7. If that doesn't work, then settle for a field goal. But there was no way that they were going to make 10 yards on a draw play to Emmitt Smith.
Chris Bonio from 27 yards away with Jay Novacek holding. Bonio's kick is wide left. No good.
That was a terrible Cowboys series.
21-7. The score remains with 10:19 left in the second. Championship game. Howie Long and our man Matt Millen.
Yep, there's two old Raiders. Howie Long, in fact, he was one of the last. He was an Oakland Raider, Howie Long was. Matt Millen was an Oakland Raider and L.A. Raider. Two great players, two great guys. And they fill up the screen. Look, I mean, from here, the whole box, they just filled. We just flew them out of there when they started making a box. Just made them disappear.
Matt's got on your jacket.
Yeah, I know it did. He stole the jacket off my bus. And I'll guarantee it won't be back either.
Ricky Waters tackled after a yard. Right now for a McDonald's game break. Let's go back to James Brown.
All right, Pat, two big pass plays spelled the difference in San Diego's come-from-behind victory today. This is the second one.